Hello, Sarah Barton here at Angel Cuddle Cafe and Angel Cuddle Trails. Now today I want to share a natural antihistamine with you. I'm standing in my garden by my Raymond tree, my oak tree that I planted, but that's a story for another day. There is a tractor working in the field below our field, so I hope it doesn't interrupt us too much. Natural antihistamine. Now it's October, and in October there's Beauty. Hello, Beauty. Can you see her? She's beautiful. That's why she's called Beauty. In October, I tend to get like hay fever. I have allergy in October. Well, I'm not sure if it's just allergy or whether, well, it would be a reaction, but I'll give you an example of what happened. I was driving along last week and my nose started to tingle, and then it was really stinging inside, and my eyes began to water as I was driving along, and I couldn't quite understand it. And then I saw a tractor, a farmer going along with his tractor, and he had the machine behind him with the sprays. He was spraying his field with something, and as I drove past the field, the reaction that I was having just got worse, and then after the rest of that day I could still feel it all inside me, and then the next day I had what I call hay fever, full-blown hay fever. So maybe it's just the natural pollen reaction, or maybe I react at this time of year to what the farmers spray on their fields. I can't say which way, or maybe it's both. But anyway, at this time of year I do react, and as you know, I'm all for natural, so I wanted to find a natural antihistamine. And I will tell you about it now. Are you ready for this? It's something very simple and something that you would have in your food cupboard in the kitchen. It's natural sea salt or unprocessed salt. You want it to be unprocessed salt, natural. You just put a little bit on the tip of your tongue. Don't swallow it. You don't have to swallow it. Just leave it on the tip of your tongue and let it be absorbed. And if there is any left after a little while, then just rinse it away. Okay, so that's one way of using the salt. If if you find that you've got an allergic reaction, if you've got full-blown hay fever, it's not very pleasant actually, is it? Very similar to a cold actually. What you can do is you can use the salt again, but with a glass of water, so that you will actually drink that. So the combination of the water and the salt, it takes, usually, I'll say usually because everybody's different, of course, and these things don't always work on everyone. It usually takes a matter of seconds for it to start to work. I mean, it really is that amazing. And this is nature we're talking about again, no chemical products. So it's wonderful. Now I'll give you another example of using this. Someone asked me for advice recently. They had been working in the garden, and they had all, it looked like scratches and little boils. They were obviously, they had some reaction to something they'd been working on in the garden. And they also had stomach ache, had pains in the stomach area, in the gut, and they couldn't understand it. Well, I scanned them to see what was going on, and I got the answer that it was a histamine thing. I'm going to just put this down. No, hold on. I'll just do this like this. Gosh, it's not easy. I haven't got enough hands. I just wanted to let you know exactly what histamine is, because it is good for us. But in this person's case, it was also causing irritation, as I say, on their skin and in their stomach. So what is histamine? Well, the definition of it is that it's a chemical compound our cells release as a response to injury or immune response, when there's chemical exposure, allergic reaction, and inflammation. Did you know that histamine also regulates the gut? I believe it also acts as a neurotransmitter in our nervous system, and it has other functions too, which we won't go into here. It's not a biology lesson. I just wanted to bring the connection of the gut and how histamine works. Histamine regulates your gut, so you want histamine, but when you get an allergic reaction, etc., or inflammation, in this case, when I scanned, I found that this person, they had inflammation due to the histamine overdoing its job, as it were, because they'd had this reaction to whatever plant it was that they had reacted to. They, their gut was reacting too. So I just suggested the salt and the salt water, and actually for the openings in their skin due to the reaction, salt water bath too. They soaked in salt water bath, which helped the outside, and I suggested for the gut using the salt water, yes, salt in a glass of water, sorry. Oh gosh. I don't want this to be too long, but it was just another case of myself. I found that when I was doing the last lot of hay with the animals here, when I was feeding them with the hay, if I used the fork and didn't actually touch the hay at all, I was fine. But if I had to pull the hay out of the big bale, I would have gloves on, but above where the gloves stopped on my arms, after I had done it, I realized I was itching, and just where it would have been just inside the gloves, so obviously, from the dust and touching the hay, and up my arms, it was really, really irritating me each time. And then I thought, well, maybe this is because there was something sprayed on the hay. So, and I was reacting to that. I don't usually react to hay itself, and I'd only noticed it with that particular bale of hay. So, who knows? I just wondered, you know. So, we have to be careful, but be as natural as possible as the solution for these things. You know, I'm all for natural. Well, I will end there because I don't want to go on too long. But you can see these different examples of how it actually helps. So, if you use this, let me know. Or if you want help, you know, with me scanning to see about this or any other problem, you can contact me at Sarah with a H Barton.com. That's the Angel Cuddle Trails site, the website. So there's a contact page there. So I'll say it again, Sarah with a H Barton.com. I love to hear from you. I look forward to hearing from you, and let me know if you find that natural, unprocessed sea salt helps you too. I can't be the only one who has pollen reactions at this time of year. I mean, it's not just this time of year. You can use it when it's official hay fever season, if you like. Okay, bisous from the south of France. Angel cuddles, love and light. Namaste.